Hello, my beautiful friend. You have made it to the right side of the internet or the podcast sphere, because this is the Being Her podcast, where I'm going to tell you some lies that you've been believing that are holding you back. You've been believing these lies, they've been indoctrinated into you, and they are holding you back. There's a whole different system of belief that I am going to teach you on my trusty phone here. I've got all my notes, I'm ready. And I'm going to tell you 12 of them. 12 powerful lies that hold you back and held me back, okay? That held me back. I feel like I am getting better and better as time goes on with everything that I do. I feel like I'm optimizing myself, and I want you to be on that journey with me. I am on my way to lunch with someone for something, and I wanted to impart these to you before I go, because I'm just feeling it today. I'm feeling good, you know? You know when you're just like, I need to teach the people. Number one lie is that you're running out of time. That is the number one lie. The only truth in that is time is finite, in terms of the fact that you should feel that your life is precious. The entirety of your life is precious. The fact that you only have one, the fact that you should utilize all of it, the fact that you should feel grateful to even be here is true. But the fact that you're running out of time on some comparative timeline is not real. The truth is, time expands when you're aligned. Time is like this relative rubber, right? You know, in those moments when you're not in flow, when you're not sure about what you're doing and you don't know how to optimize everything you want to do. I was like that in my early 20s. I finished drama school and I was auditioning, but it didn't feel aligned because I hated auditioning, and I hated auditioning for modeling jobs because I never felt like a model. And not that I hated audition, I actually like coming in front of people and talking, but it was just felt really unaligned for me to be like, pick me, because I'm not a pick-me style of person. I'm a create type of person. And the unfortunate thing about acting, which I loved and still love, is that you cannot just, unlike music, act in your room. You need an audience to act, okay? That's my belief. You can't just act in your room. I mean, all kids do it. They pretend play, right? But time feels elastic and rubbery and long. And when you are in flow, like right now, I've got my 2 children. I'm creating the business that I love. I've created it somewhat already to the point where I'm at. Everything seems to be firing on all cylinders, and it's going so fast. You do not need to be at the same pace as everybody. At the time, I had friends who were uber successful and incredibly doing well, and I felt comparatively like I was not there. And it's not about that. So the mantra is, I am right on time for the life that's meant for me. I am right on time for the life that is meant for me. We do not all have, you know how a movie has like an intro and then it's got the speedy part where they're all like jumping or learning how to do kung fu or whatever, and then they go fight the bad guy. We all have different sequences. Not everyone's movie is on the same timeline. Your movie might have a different timeline to other people. Some people are really late bloomers. I really wanted to be like super successful in my early teens when I realized I was not going to be Britney Spears. Not in terms of Britney Spears like singing and dancing, because I never wanted to sing and dance, but like a teenager who's walking down the street and then Quentin Tarantino's walking past and he's like, hey, I want you to be in the next Pulp Fiction. I wanted to be that. Not necessarily exactly that scenario, well, actually exactly that scenario, but it didn't happen. And if you look at somebody like Britney now, love her, queen, you better work. You see in her late 30s, that's a different story. Me, I was 30s Britney in my early 20s, and now I'm early Britney, right? We change. We have a different timeline. People have 3 acts in their life, like a theater play. First act, second act, third act. You don't know when your popping off is going to pop off. You know what I mean? You don't know when your journey is going to journey. So don't compare it to other people. You might have incredible 3 acts. All 3 of them might be incredible. Rushing also leads you to poor decisions. So the lie is you're running out of time. And the truth is that everything's right on time for you, and you're right on time for the life that matters. Our whole family is getting out in the car next to me. Our whole family is combobulated by the fact that who's this lady filming herself? Watch the Being Her podcast and you'll know. Line number 2, as you age, your dating options shrink. That's the line number 2. I really believed that lie because of the smelly manosphere that is everywhere, and they're like, you diminish in your worth and high value. Not that I believed it in my logical thinking, but I believed it in some kind of like, you know how someone tells you the grass is green and you're like, oh, I guess it's green. I believed it in terms of, well, I guess that's just the fact. Men just like young women, and that's that. It's not the truth. It's not the truth in terms of your dating options shrink. Some men like younger women. Some men like large women. Some men like skinny women. Some men like all kinds of women, right? Men like women. That's the thing. Men like women. And the only thing that age does is make me sad that the movie is running out, as in like the movie is going to be closer to being over, but also makes me feel reverent and in awe of how lucky I am to experience all these ages, okay? But it does separate the women from the girls in terms of the fact that how you age is how you treat yourself and what you invest in yourself. We're all cute when we're young. You could be chubby and cute, you could be skinny and cute, you could be tall and cute, you could be short and cute. When you're young, you're like a puppy. It's all cute. But how you treat yourself really shows what kind of woman you are as you age. You see how you do, how you look after yourself, how you put yourself first, how you are in your feminine energy, how you manifest all those good things. That you can only see as someone ages, and that's why you see some beautiful Monica Bellucci type women walking in their 40s, and you're like, oh my God. Everyone sit down, hold the door, shut your face, do whatever you got to do. She is here, right? And with age comes clarity about who you are, comes confidence, deeper standards. But this is the thing that I really want you to understand, because you're sitting here talking like, yeah, but younger is better for dating. No, it's not. Why? Because when you are young, as I've said before, you only have people who are a little bit older than you to date. That's it. You're not going to date like a 10-year-old, are you? But when you're in your mid-30s, 40s, you've got younger than you, you got the same age as you got older than you, the demographic opens. It's just a pick whoever you want. Men will always like women. There are incredible women at every age, and the thing that I want you to compete with, because I know you're going to compete because you're a woman and women are competitive in that way, is not other women. Stop competing with other women. Rebecca, I want you to compete with yourself. How good can you look for how long? Good, I don't mean young. I didn't say young. No, I didn't, Patricia. I didn't say young. I said good. How good can you look? How long? How much can you develop your style? All those things, okay? So the lie is, as you age, your dating options shrink. No, they don't. Look after yourself. Be a goddess. Men will worship you, okay? Lie number 3. If you were truly good enough, it would have already happened. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Have you seen my platforms? I'm not saying this to be conceited, and it's not the biggest platform, and I don't put the most energy into it in terms of, that's not an excuse, as in like I am not here trying to be Logan Paul in 2015, you know. I do what I do, and it's out there in the universe because I realized that the audience who is for me will find me. But if I was truly good enough and I believed that, I would have given up a long time ago, because I've been online since whatever years ago, right? Growth isn't linear, it's layered and seasonal. Delay is not denial. That's the mantra. Delay is not denial of the fact. Sometimes, and I believe this wholeheartedly, the only thing you have to do is keep doing the thing that you want to do. It will happen. You also have to have self-awareness. You've got to understand that you might want to do a thing. For example, become a YouTuber. Cool. I'm just saying this because you might be watching this on YouTube. You might want to become a YouTuber. The thing isn't to quit YouTube because it didn't work for a year. It's to pivot what you talk about. It's to pivot how you talk. I watched a reel of myself acting in my early 20s. Oh my God. I'm so much more grounded now. I don't know what I was doing. I was theater acting, I think. It must have been that, because otherwise it was awful. At the time, I didn't know what the problem was with how I was acting. Now I could see it clearly. If I had the knowledge I had back then, stop. Hide your kids, hide your wife, okay? Setbacks often should redirect how you're doing it, not what you're doing, okay? Lie number 4, cuatro. You have to be realistic. Be realistic, Jennifer. Be realistic, Samantha. Be realistic. Abuela, I was going to say. Who is Abuela? No one is named Abuela. Adiola. Adiola. That's the name I'm thinking. From that song, isn't it? Adiola. So, realism is often just fear dressed up as logic. Realism is fear dressed up as logic. Oh, be realistic. We can't have that. Be realistic. We can't go to the moon. We can't do this one. We can't do that one. Be realistic. It's just fear. Mantra is I trust my vision even when there are doubts. The biggest obstacles I've had to traverse and the biggest upsides I've ever had in my adult life is when I have doubted my intuition and then trusted it again. And I've realized it's always damn right. It's really annoying. And I try and force my team to make decisions, other people to make decisions. But talking about constant realism keeps women small, keeps men small too. Men are really good at being delusional though. An average 6 out of 10, I hate to put numbers to people, in fact I do like it. An average 6 out of 10 man thinks he's an 8 out of 10. An average 6 out of 10 woman thinks she's a 3 out of 10. That's a fact. That's been studied. Look it up. That's a study, right? So however you think you are, add yourself 2 or 3 points as a woman, okay? Stop being realistic, be a little delusional, because delusional makes dreams come true. Delusional makes the world move in order to make things happen for you, okay? Number 5, lie. You're too much. You're too much. You expect too much. You want too much. Shrink yourself. Become smaller. Don't take up space. Become tiny. You know, there's even moments where I've read about esoteric things like why people gain weight, and that is because they shrink themselves so much that their body has to take up physical space in order to become seen in the world. Because a lot of people who put themselves second will end up soothing themselves with food and inevitably taking up space physically when they won't take up space emotionally. And that should really land. The moment I gained most weight in my life, I was at the highest point of my weight, was when I think I was trying to play the smallest, when I was trying to make everyone else comfortable around me, when I was trying to disappear like sugar and tea and not be noticeable. And when I'm spicy, I'm skinnier because I'm like, my personality takes up space. My body doesn't need to. Small, feeble, but powerful. Okay? If you're too much, you might just be in the wrong environment, you know? Because a cactus is too much for maybe a rainforest, but it's perfect for a desert, okay? The mantra is my fullness is my power. My enoughness is my power. My too muchness is my power. Look at everyone who is too much. From Elvis Presley to Lord Byron. Okay? You need to stop shrinking for other people's comfort. You are not here like a mule to have everybody ride on your back and make them comfortable. That is not your mission. That is not why you were born. That is not what you're here to do. I'm sitting here in this car and I swear there's a mosquito who's continuously biting my ankle. It's really disrespectful and really annoying, you know? Like, I'm trying to talk here. Line number 6, you should be further ahead by now. The truth is, we all come from different circumstances. Some of you needed this time to grow, to survive, to heal. And the mantra is, I honor the path that I've taken. Reframe the shame of falling behind, because the worst thing you can do, I've seen some of the most talented people be like, oh, well, I haven't done it yet, or I haven't made it yet, or I've fallen behind. I should be further ahead by now. That means I won't do it. Wait, Wanda. You are 35. You haven't become the person you want to be yet. So what are you going to do with the other 45 years you might be afforded? So you feel like you didn't do it in 35 years, cool. So what, now that we've got 45 years left, you're going to lay back and do nothing? Don't give up just because there's a timeline you have not imagined, okay? Okay, confession time. I used to be obsessed, and still am, with Diet Coke, like multiple cans a week. And it was like a pick-me-up instead of coffee, but refreshing, you know what I mean? But it leaves you bloated and it's got chemicals and we don't want that. So then I found OLIPOP and it's been a little replacement for me. It's a hack. OLIPOP tastes like the sodas that you usually know, but it's actually good for you. It has up like 2 to 5 grams of sugar, no artificial sweeteners, and 9 grams of prebiotic to support your gut health, which we love. Their vintage cola tastes like Diet Coke. It's like the healthier, older sister of Coke, you know what I mean? It doesn't drain me. It leaves me feeling energized. It leaves me feeling good. If you're hooked on Diet Coke or just any drinks, like I was, gently try and transition out of it because it's better for your skin. And look, if you still want a Diet Coke, do one, but try OLIPOP. Buy 2 cans at any store and OLIPOP will pay you back for 1. Just head to drinkolipop.com/beingher. You're going to be obsessed in the best way possible. Number 7, and this lie is very, 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 very important. Number 7 is my favorite number, so that we put out number 7. If it didn't last, it means it failed. When people are married for 15 years to somebody who was exactly the person for them at the time, and then they have children, and then they, as Gwyneth Paltrow would say, consciously uncouple, and they see that as a failure, I have a failed marriage. What do you mean you have a failed marriage? The institution of marriage was created when people lived for 5 years and died like flies. I kid, of course, but people's life expectancy was 45 years. And marriage was more so to do with the industrial and economic values of, being with someone and that being useful. And that's great. I love that. Not all marriages should be for love, okay? Because, who says how we are to live our lives? I want to be married for love. But not everybody should be, right? Unless you want that. Some relationships are meant to evolve you, are meant to grow you, are meant to take you from who you were to who you're going to be, to heal you, and not to complete you. You should complete you. But also, things change. When you meet the one, I don't believe in the one or the dream home or being somewhere forever, because how do you know who you're going to be? How do you know who you're going to be in 10 years? Hopefully you keep evolving with the person you're with. That is the ultimate. That would be my goal. And don't get me wrong, I am not quick to divorce. Not that I ever thought of that option or even think about it, but as in, if challenges were to be presented to a friend of mine who's close to me, I wouldn't be the one going, divorce him, like the rest of TikTok and Instagram. Divorce him. He didn't clean up the soap, divorce him. The dish and the soap and the divorce him. How can you divorce everyone constantly all the time? Who's got time for that also? How can you be progressive and move ahead if you're just constantly divorcing everyone in your head? Not everything is meant to stay. Some things are meant to change you. Okay? Endings are growth. They're not failure. A 20-year marriage that then ends, or relationship, is also a successful 20-year project, right? Now, again, if you're married, stay married. I want you to stay married. But if you're in a relationship and you trusted the wrong person and they don't want you back, that's not a failure, boo-boo. That's just a learning. Numero 8. People won't take you seriously unless you have credentials. This one was very interesting because I spent my whole life drama school. Got to go to drama school, got to get training. Want to do Miss Universe, got to Miss Universe coach, got to get credentials. When I now hire for my company and what I do not care where you went. I do not care how you did it. I care that you can get the job done, because a shit ton of people have a lot of credentials and no clue about what they're doing or how to do it, okay? Lived experience is way more powerful than any certificate, because at the end of the day, unless you're a doctor or somebody who literally physically needs to learn how to do it and get credentials, in the modern environment, the fact that you are doing it, have done it, and are good at it is way better than anything else. I always encourage you, if you're a woman, to start your own online business, to teach things, to do courses online, because that is the way you can be around your children, do what you want, live a fabulous life. And, I embody what I teach, and that is enough. That is your mantra. I embody what I teach, and that is enough. Some people want to know, this is the paradigm of coaching, exactly what it is you know. If you are very good at looking after cactuses, now that I've brought them up before, let's stick with cactuses, and you've done it for forever, and your mother used to look after them and you know how to do them, and some people want to know how to grow cactuses, they could go to agricultural university, if that exists, or they could just ask you, because they've come to your house and they've seen exactly how you do your cactuses, and your cactuses are amazing and they love it. And they want to, I'm going to lock the door because suspicious Steve is walking around out here. Hi, gorgeous. Sorry to interrupt the podcast, but I just want to talk about underwear for a second, because for years I did not care what was underneath what I was wearing. I'd be in a gorgeous outfit, but underneath there was some sad stretched out bra or some kind of formation of weirdness that I got used to wearing. But Skims has changed that for me. I finally realized the way I feel in my clothes actually starts with what I'm wearing underneath, and if it kind of matches. And listen, after 2 babies and body changes and finding some things fit and some things don't, and some things make you feel sexy, and fitting in a underwear that matches is rare. So my go-to is the Fit Everybody dipped front thong and the t-shirt bra. No digging in, no weird lines, no second guessing. They stretch with you, they shrink with you too, okay? They feel amazing, and the best thing is that you don't feel like you're trying too hard. It's none of this like lacy ridiculousness. If you want to do what I'm doing and upgrade your underwear, get your glow back, go to skims.com/beingher and make sure you select podcast, scroll down to Being Her in the drop down menu and let them know I sent you, because the whole idea for me at the moment is just to feel comfortable in the clothes that I'm wearing underneath, and nothing's digging in and everything matches, and I'm just feeling myself, okay? And I want you to feel yourself too. So go to skims.com and check out the dipped front thong. Chef's kiss. You just need to own your own authority. You need to own your own authority. People want to come to you to know how to do the thing, okay? They want to come to me to know how to do the thing. Doesn't mean I have to be a psychotherapist, because I'm not trying to be a psychotherapist, right? So when people come to me for therapy, I say I'm not a psychotherapist. But if you want to be like Margarita, I can tell you, okay? You can go on my website. You can see the courses that I put there if you want to emulate how I think and how I process things. Number 8. Sorry, 9. Get your numbers right. It's selfish to want more. That's a huge lie, isn't it, team? That's a huge lie. Put the hair behind the ears. We're loving life. You know, sometimes I put my hair behind my ears. It's not aesthetically pleasing, but it's just such a wonderful feeling. You guys on the camera are trying to exhaust the battery and die. So I'm going to plug you in so that we can keep talking. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Aren't I conscientious and kind that I've bought a charger? It's selfish to want more. The truth is, your expansion is beneficial for everybody. You wanting more, you getting more, you striving for more, you becoming more is beneficial for your children, for your spouse, for everyone around you. I fall into the trap often that when I want more, I want to do more, I want to be more, I want to write more books, I want to have a bigger podcast, I want to do all these things. I'm like, do I already need it? It's like not aligned to anything or whatever. No. And then I get letters saying, you've changed this for me, you've done that for me. The more I expand and the more I want and the more I ask for, I'm going to ask for something now. If you haven't subscribed to my podcast, subscribe right now. I never say this stuff because I just disregard it, because I'm always rushing, to be honest. Nothing embarrassing about asking for it. But I want more. I want more. I want you to listen to this and I want you to subscribe, okay? My desires are divine instructions, because we are building something incredible here, okay? Get on board and subscribe. It's great to have ambition. It's great to have desire, and it's great to have evolution. Desire is the feminine version of male ambition. A woman sets up a desire, and the masculine, whether that be a man or your own masculine energy, goes forward and gets it, okay? But first, as a woman, you need to manifest things through the vessel of desire, okay? Numero 10. Uno, dos, desit, okay? Lie. Confidence comes after success. Not true. Confidence creates success, okay? To feel confident, you need to feel confident that you will show up for yourself. That to know that you are practiced enough to do the thing. In order to be successful, you need to be good at the thing. You cannot get good at the thing until you practice it 100 times, okay? You need to move like it is already yours, and then it will come to you. Because, say, public speaking, you need to do it, be bad at it, do it. Like I said, with acting, when I started, bad at it. I really enjoy it though, but bad at it. Now I'm good at it. I am good at it now. Don't get that mistaken, because, you know, I can now feel into emotion. Back in the day, I used to think, how do I look on stage? What am I saying? How does it look? You know, all those things, right? But the important thing for confidence is the practice until it feels like second nature, and then comes success. You see, people want success and then they'll get confidence because now I am this, now I'm a good public speaker, now I'm an actor, now I'm a supermodel. No. You want to have a healthy, amazing, rock hard, gorgeous, whatever it is, curvy body. You go to the gym, you eat right, and then you're getting confident. because you know how to do the thing. You now know how to train your bum or do your squats or whatever it is. And then you get success and people say, wow, you're looking good. Wow, do you want to do this? Wow, you look amazing. Then success comes. It's about embodying it before it happens. It's not like it's just going to fall on your lap and then you're like, I'm so confident now. I'm so confident. You think I could speak publicly before? No, I could not, Jessica. I could not. Number 11. While kind Granny loads her bags and looks at me suspiciously. Don't worry, Granny. We're safe. You're safe with me. Number 11. Love will come when you stop wanting it. Now, one of the chapters of my book is it's okay to want a man and need a man, because the rhetoric in modern feminist is I don't need no man. Why on earth would there be two different genders, or even if you're attracted to same-sex people, why would you have the feeling of wanting love or companionship, like all mammals on this earth, but not need it? That's weird. That's very weird. That would not happen. Love comes when you stop chasing. You should not be chasing love, because the fact of chasing something therefore means that you are in want and dire need of it, when it should be something you're just willing to receive. You should want love, but not chase it. I want to be in love. I want to love everybody. I want to love my kids. I want to love my husband. I want to see my mom. I love her. But I'm not chasing it. I'm not going to run after them, people who don't want me back. You understand? The mantra is, I'm magnetic to love by being fully me. You're just fully you. And you want love in your life. You don't need to run around saying, I don't want no man. I don't need no man. It's not about pretending. It's about just knowing you're worthy of it, because you're an incredible person, because we all are, okay? Number 12, before I go and I bid you adieu. You have to do it all alone. That's the lie. Or you got to manage. You got to manage. You got to manage. The right support accelerates your rise, okay? I had no support in the past. Now I have someone who helps me with my child. I ask for help from my husband, who runs away all the time, but I ask anyway. Love that for me. Management. This is more about work, actually, in real terms. Management, a team for my web, everything. I've outsourced to people who are better than me. Better than me. I'm not good at everything, you know? I'm just good at this, but not everything. You're not going to prove anything by struggling through things. You're going to be half of a person. You're going to be half good at everything. I have that guilt too. Like the 1 day / 2 days, I have somebody come and look after my daughter so I can sit here and talk to you guys. I feel bad, but not really, because I'm like, everyone needs a village, and this is our village, and this is me, and this gives me life. You're not going to win favor and love by being a struggle bus. You know what I mean? They're not going to carry you in your hands. Yay, she struggled and she suffered. She struggled and she suffered. You're not Holy Mary. Okay. And it's great to struggle for a cause, but it's better if you just make the cause happen. It's better that we don't have suffer love. Feminine energy and community and regulation are a very good thing. I've read this thing that if you feel in a panic when you're alone with your baby, it's because tribally, if you were alone with a baby, is dangerous. You should be in a community and a tribe. Blew my mind. Okay? We're not here to struggle. You do not win and succeed from struggle. That is something that's been ingrained in you. I know a lot of you are Eastern European who are watching this, or from cultures that are like, you gotta work in order to win. And if you've suffered enough, then you win something. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Anyway, subscribe. And I love you lots like jelly tots. See you on the next one. Bye.